Hi, this is Majinoni, and here's my review for Uncanny X-Men number 526. There are going to be some spoilers, so if you haven't read your book, then please come back later. X-Men 526 is it's still written by Matt Fraction, and then you have art by I'm going to mispronounce his name, so it's Willis Portacchio. And I have to admit, his artwork is really distracting for me on this issue. I liked it originally when he was in Wetworks way back when Image first started, but ever since then, I'm just not liking the art as much. That's just me. Now, this answers some questions that people have been having, like with the Hope and what about the brand new mutants. So let's take a look at what's inside. First off, we have one of the first blips on the map, and she's totally freaking out. She's pulling out her hair, and you have Angel and Iceman basically just watching her. Apparently, Scott sent other people all around the globe, so we're going to be seeing all the other the first string mutants soon. Hope is going to go to Alaska with Nemesis, Doug, and Rogue, and she's pretty happy about that. Apparently, she's already repaired her relationship with Scott, and they go off on their merry way. Now, I'm not sure how key this is yet, but Cyclops is going to Japan to hang with Wolverine as he watches his mutant, and Emma is meeting Tony Stark. Apparently, Tony Stark's in town, and he's treating her to dinner, and he mentions something about, come on, let's go figure out which way we want to spend the world. Now, the only reason why I'm saying this might be relevant here is because there was talk of another Illuminati group, and I'm wondering if this is the beginning of that group. Now, see, this is what I'm saying here, where the art's really distracting. You know, Hope's hair is just horrible, and you have Rogue just looking awful, and Hope doesn't even, to me, Hope looked like Jean Grey, and that does not look like Jean Grey at all. It's like basically he just created his own character, gave her red hair. So that's why I'm not really liking this at all. So anyways, what we find out is they find out, obviously Hope's mom and dad are killed. She doesn't know who her father is, I should say, so that's still a mystery. But her mom is definitely dead. So they find out that she does have a grandmother who lives nearby, who's alive. So Hope goes to the grave first to visit her mom, and Dr. Nemesis called the grandmother and somehow arranged it so the grandmother would show up. Now, Hope and the grandmother don't realize who each other are yet. But the grandmother says, hey, are you sure you're putting flowers on the right grave? And Hope's like, well, maybe you're right. It looks like I was off, but look, can I just leave the flowers here? And the grandmother's like, sure, that's fine. Now, from there, then we go to Kitty. Now you have Box, and you have, what's her name, Dr. Rao and Colossus. And they're basically figured out, well, apparently what happened to her is she phased so long that her muscles have basically memorized that, and she can't figure out how to unphase. So that's the deal with that. We go back to Hope, and Hope learns more about her mother. Her mother was a firefighter, and she basically wasn't looking to settle down or anything like that. She was a very strong person, and hearing that just kind of, makes Hope feel kind of sad. And, because that's somebody that she's obviously never going to meet. And she also said that Hope believed that she was here to save people. And nobody would, keep her from that destiny. And that's, part of why she wouldn't settle down, too. So in a way, you can kind of say that Hope's mom did do that. She did give a key to, just humanity's or the mutant survival by having Hope. Now we go back to the woman who's freaking out. See, now this is another part of what I'm saying. This is just like horrible artwork. I don't know if that's a human. I don't know if that's a werewolf. I don't know what that thing is. It's just bad art. And then, I don't know. To me, it's just really distracting. So she's freaking out, and then conveniently, Hope and Rogue and those guys manage to fly back and make it in time to stop this girl from jumping. Now, the girl actually does jump, but Hope jumps after her and triggers her power. And, the girl was mentioning, her skin is, like, getting firm, her bones are hurting, things like that. And then basically her skin just totally changes, and she can fly. So I'm not sure if this is an indication of what's going to happen with all the other mutants. Are they going to have such a drastic transformation? Regardless, she's happy that she's going to be an X-Men now because she doesn't have to take finals, and she's able to continue on. Start something fresh and new. Now, going back to the artwork, here's another picture here. That's Hope. And I'm like, how much did Hope age? Hope looks like she's in her late 20s now, maybe 30s. Hope's supposed to be a young teenager, and she just looks horrible. Even Rogue, it's just like horrible artwork. I'm like, this is... I understand that he's popular and people really love him, but to me it's not acceptable. So, now we get to the story of the rebuilding. It's basically the Magneto story where he finds out that he has grandkids. And he basically wants to go talk to them, but Cyclops and Wolverine are like, nah, maybe you better not do that. Well, it doesn't matter, because we all know Magneto's going to go off on his own and, talk to the kids, because that's where the children's crusade starts. And if you can see the picture here, they do kind of bear some similarity between Wicca and Speed. Overall, I was really pleased with this comic, except for the art. The art for me is just painful, and I know I keep harping on the art, but it really is painful. They need to get him off this book, put him into some lower key book, because this isn't helping me at all. Better yet, make him do Pet Avengers or something like that, because that's always a title I'm not reading. Overall, though, I did like it, story-wise. At least it's involving things, and it didn't drag out the Hope storyline really, really long. I think the key to her story, though, is her father. So we'll have to figure out who that is later. Watch it's Mr. Sinister or somebody like that. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave it on the side. Who do you think is Hope's father? Do you think it's an established character, or do you think it's going to be somebody new? Like I said, I think it's going to be somebody established, where it's going to be like, wow, it's a surprise. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll have more reviews up later.